Hi, my name is Iridian. In the name of the Queen Sofia Spanish Institute, I would like to tell you a little secret. Shh.
The Queen Sofia Spanish Institute presents Get to Know Bernardo de Gálvez, a unique opportunity to learn about an Hispanic Revolutionary War hero, with writer Guillermo Fesser and special guest Teresa Valcarce, narrated by Iridian Lucas García.
Without this hero, we would have never won the American Revolutionary War. Or at the very least, it would have taken us a much longer time to do so. I would like to invite you to tell you a little story about this American Revolutionary War hero.
Hello, hola. My name is Guillermo. I'm the author of this book, and I'm going to be reading today the story with the help of the main character, Mary Activist. Hola, Tere. How are you doing?
Hello. Hola, Guillermo.
Where are you now?
I'm here in the U.S. Capitol. Can you see it? Yes, in Washington, D.C.
Through the technology, we're going to read the book together. So you ready?
Yes, let's go.
Excuse me. I have a question. What is that girl's name? Mary Activist. Well, actually, her real name is Teresa Valcarce, but everyone calls her Mary Activist because she's always out there with a sign fighting for some good cause. Freedom, justice, equality for everyone.
And what's that she's carrying in her hands? I have no idea. It looks like an old painting, or maybe a mirror. And where is she taking it in such a hurry? She's headed to the United States Capitol, to the building in Washington, D.C. that houses Congress. Yes, that's where she's going. With a painting? Yes. And are they going to let her in? Yes, of course, because she made an appointment.
Hi.
How can I help you? The senator asked.
I came to hang this painting of Galvez, this nice-looking Spanish gentleman. Where do you think the best place would be?
A painting of who? The senator couldn't hide his surprise. He put on his glasses and moved his face closer to the canvas.
The fellow in the portrait was wearing a bright red shirt, a little tight around the belly, and his head was covered with an elegant wig with white curls.
It's a pretty painting, he replied at last. The thing is, Mary Activist, we don't hang portraits of unknown people here in the Capitol. But I do, in any case, appreciate the suggestion. It was a real pleasure meeting you.
Wait! You must help me. Galvez was a hero in the American Revolution.
An American hero who spoke Spanish?
Mary Activist pulled out a photocopy of a document that a history professor had found in the National Archives dated 1783. The members of Congress had promised to hang a portrait of Bernardo de Gálvez in the Capitol, and they still hadn't done it. The senator did the math. He couldn't believe it. But by now, more than 230 years had gone by.
How did you come to know all this?
It's because I grew up in Malaga, the province in Spain where Galvez was born. And since I live in Washington, D.C. now, I decided to bring the painting here myself.
Is this painting from 1783?
Oh no, the original was lost many years ago. This is a copy, but so what? It's well done. The artist even painted it without going outside the lines. Do you want me to tell you the story of Galvez?
If you would, please. Mary Activist pulled a piece of paper from her pocket. She cleared her throat. She put on a very serious voice and began.
Spanish Iberico ham for sandwich, detergent, gym socks.
What?
Oh, excuse me, instead of my notes about Galvez, I brought my shopping list. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you all about him without the piece of paper. Okay.
It turns out that in colonial times, Spanish was spoken in most of the territory that is now part of the United States. The first American cowboys were actually called vaqueros. That's where the word buckaroos come from, and that's the reason why cowboys still use Spanish words like ranch, lasso, corral, and rodeo.
Oh, that is true. You're absolutely right.
When the Revolutionary War began, The patriots of the 13 colonies found themselves hemmed in. To the north and the south, the enemy army threatened them, and to the west, the Appalachian Mountains cut them off. It was a desperate situation. General George Washington asked Galvez for help.
Are you sure?
You see, Galvez was the governor of Louisiana, which at the time was a huge Spanish domain. Imagine, its capital was New Orleans, and to help Washington, Galvez sent boats up the Mississippi River loaded with rifles, uniforms, food, blankets, and medicine.
Long live Bernardo de Gálvez!
I told you already what a great guy he was, Senator.
He recruited an army of Native Americans, free African Americans, French Creoles, and men from a variety of places such as Spain, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Santo Domingo, and Venezuela. With his troops, Galvez defeated the British at Baton Rouge, Natchez, and Mobile. But when he tried to conquer Florida, he ran into a bit of a problem. To take Florida, you had to enter through Pensacola, and you could only get there through a narrow channel protected by British forts, which were armed with powerful cannons. Bernardo ordered his fleet to attack anyway. He shouted, "Let every man of honor and courage follow me." Then General Galvez decided to strike alone. Olé! With his boat, the Galvestown.
But how do you know so many things, Mary activist?
It's because I like to read.
Fabulous! But go on with your story. What happened then?
Boom! Boom!
27 cannon shots were fired at the Galvestown, and one by one he dodged them all. Inspired by their commander's courage, the rest of the fleet followed him. The British surrendered, and the King of Spain granted Bernardo the honor of including the motto, "I alone," yo solo in Spanish, on his coat of arms. Not satisfied with this, Galvez asked his fellow citizens from Malaga to send money to George Washington to fund what would be his final battle, the Battle of Yorktown.
Did they respond to the call?
The people of Malaga sent the money they had raised for the construction of their cathedral.
That's marvelous! That's marvelous!
As a result, only one of the two towers was built. Look at that. Just one armature.
What an impressive story! All right, let's go.
Let's go? Where?
To buy a nail and a hammer to hang the portrait in the Capitol right away. This Galvez is magnificent. He's a hero of the American Revolution, and the United States doesn't forget its heroes.
And, Senator,
Yes?
since we're going shopping, do you think we could stop somewhere for some ice cream?
Many people from the Hispanic culture contributed to the creation of the United States. Many. And in recognition of them all, the portrait of Bernardo de Gálvez was finally going to hang in the Capitol. And that's why the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee treated her to a cup of strawberry ice cream, 2 scoops topped with chocolate sprinkles and candied walnuts. It was wonderful. I'm not kidding.
Get to Know Bernardo de Gálvez was presented by Queen Sofia Spanish Institute, committed to finding common ground among the Spanish-speaking people of America.